I was finally out of the house I considered a hellhole, but ended up in a house with a crackhead call girl. I was sleeping and felt this presence over me, and I woke up in a fright to a man standing over me, masturbating. All I wanted to do was get away from the love that I didn't get away from continuously being mistreated, get away from all the hurt and all the pain, get away from the people who continuously hurt me. Because of the picture that my mom painted of me, everyone in my family thought that I was just this promiscuous, out of control girl. To actually hear my aunties go around spreading rumors saying that I was going to be the first one out of the family to get pregnant was extremely hurtful. Anytime my name came out of a family member's mouth, it was nothing but negative, ill words. I remember my cousin telling me that his mom didn't want him hanging around me because I was a bad influence. I was either locked out the house, kicked out the house, or I ran away. I spent all of my teen years being raised by the streets. I stayed at multiple high school friends' houses. In every single house that I stayed at, I would just envision that this was my family. But then in the morning, reality set in. Every day after school, I would try my luck and go back to the house. Per my mom's request, my two older brothers would lock all the doors and made sure that I had no way to get into the house. And when I would knock on the door, they would not open the door for me. So I was back out on the streets with nowhere to go. I would walk the streets and go to random people's houses that I knew, asking if I could just hang out. When it got late at night, their parents would ask me, well, where are you going? And I would tell them the truth. I don't know. I don't have anywhere to go. My mom's locked me out the house and I have nowhere to go. This was a continuous thing every single day after school for years. Until one day, while I was out, I met an older man who claimed to have known my father. He praised my dad on being this big-time drug dealer. He gloated about how my dad was the man in the streets. He took me under his wings and looked out for me. Every time my mom locked me out or kicked me out the house, I would call and he would come and pick me up. One in particular day, my mom kicked me out the house and I didn't have any friends or anyone to call to go just rest my head. So I called him and he picked me up. He drove me about a half an hour out of the city to this young white girl's house. The house was huge and it was in a very nice neighborhood. He worked out a deal with her for me to stay there and then he left. I had my own bedroom and my own bathroom, but I had no furniture or any clothes. The girl gave me 2 sheets and told me I could make a pallet on the floor. Being only 13 or 14 at that time, I didn't have a job or any money. So I took what was given to me. She put me up on game on how to get free food from fast food restaurants by calling the restaurants and telling them that they messed up on my order. And that's how I was able to survive as far as eating. Things were so bad, I didn't have personal items such as pads. And when that time of the month came, the only thing that I had was a washcloth that I had to rinse out. But I did the best that I could do with the situation that was given to me at that time. One night, the girl had a party and had all of her friends coming over, with me being the only black person there. All they did was play hip-hop music with explicit lyrics using the N-word. And when all of them had the nerve to say the N-word, I yelled out and told them all that you cannot say that. And of course, I was outnumbered. Being the only black person that was there, they all surrounded me and was yelling, nigger, 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 nigger. Well, I guess the noise was so loud that one of the neighbors called the police, and the police came over and ID'd everyone. Because the girl that I was staying with had drugs on her, the police locked her up. Everyone had to leave the house. I told the police that I was living there and that I had nowhere else to go. So they allowed me to stay, but told everyone else that they had to depart from the house. The very next day, somebody came banging on the door, yelling, I know you're in there, I know you're in there, open the damn door. And somehow she managed to open the door. She made her way up the stairs where I was hiding at and started yelling at me, telling me, who the hell are you? Why are you in my house? Come to find out, the lady was the girl's mother, and she told me that the girl had no permission to allow anyone else to stay there but her. When I told her how old I was, she told me that I had to leave because she can get in trouble for having a minor in her house without my parents' consent. So she drove me all the way back to my grandmother's house, where my grandmother allowed me to stay. When my mom got word that I was staying at my grandmother's house, she came over to my grandmother's house and told me that I had to get out. So back on the streets with nowhere to go, I called the older man that I knew, and he came and he picked me up. This time he took me to another lady's house who used to be a model. She allowed me to stay in her children's room, which had a bunk bed. I was just so excited that I just had a bed to sleep in. No more sleeping on the floor. Every morning, my best friend would come and pick me up and take me to school, being that me and her went to the same school with each other. And after about a few weeks, everything started to look up. I had my own key, no more being locked out, no more being kicked out of the house. I went into a house where there was a lady who was nice to me. She had food stamps and allowed me to use them, which the only thing that I ate was ramen noodles and chips. One day, I heard her yelling my name. And so I ran into the kitchen where she was sitting on the floor shaking. And I asked her, "What's wrong?" And she told me someone kidnapped her kids. I was taken back and shocked. Like, who kidnapped your kids? I was trying everything I could to try to help her. She was just sitting on the floor, just shaking. And the phone started to ring. The police told me that they received a phone call from the number. And I told them I didn't know what was going on, and I handed her the phone, which she hung it up. I was just so confused and so shocked. I had no clue what was going on. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. I called my cousin and I told her everything. I was literally panicking. And my cousin was like, "Bro, it sounds like she tweaking." And in the midst of the conversation, she pulled out a pipe and lit it up. At that time, I had no clue what it was that she was doing, and I described the whole situation to my cousin. And my cousin was like, "Yeah, bro, she on that stuff." While on the phone with my cousin, I heard a knock at the door and told my cousin I'll call her later. I went to the door and looked through the peephole, and it was the police. So I rushed to the kitchen, was picking up everything, just trying to hide. I went and opened the door. The police came in and was just questioning about what was going on. He clearly seen that something was up with baby girl. And he told me, could he search the place? And I told him, it's not my place, ask her. Because she was non-compliant, he searched the place anyways and found a pipe. He simply took it with him and told me to watch over her. I was in a rage and wanted to smack her face off. But instead, I took her, put her in a cold shower, washed her up, and put her in the bed. She woke up hours later like nothing happened and was asking what was there to eat. One day, I came home from school and seen her butt booty naked with 5 Mexicans sitting in the living room with her. Now, I was used to her being naked and having strange men over, but not so many. I simply just put my head down and went to my room. I didn't have a lock on the door, so I just took clothes baskets and put them by the door so no one would come in. When I got into the room and felt secure, I did my homework and I went to sleep. Well, one of the Mexicans managed to make his way into the room and decided to pull his penis out and started masturbating by the bed. I remember feeling a presence near me, and I woke up out of my sleep and I started screaming, and he ran out the room. And for days after that, I just could not sleep. Eventually, she ended up getting evicted, and I had to find somewhere else to move to. By this time, my grandmother had gotten light of the situation that I was in and took me in, but she told me specifically not to tell anyone in the family. And from then on, I stayed with my grandmother, and she took care of me and made sure that I was safe. You see, I was forced out into the streets at a very young age with nowhere to go. And I was in search of love. And it took me into some really, really dark places. And even though at that time I didn't know, but God was building me up. You see, I had my whole family against me, and I had nothing but the streets. But because of all those struggles, it built me into this woman today that is able to handle any adversities that come my way. There is nothing that anyone can do or say that would hurt my feelings or make me feel bad. Can't nobody come to me and tell me that God does not exist. They talked about me since a child. I'm used to it because God built me up and made me stronger. See, following Jesus showed me how to forgive people. Even though it took me a very long time to get to this very moment, I still was showed the way. And I'm thankful for everything that I've been through in my life. I'm not mad at any of my family members, nor do I hold any animosity towards any of them. I truly do wish them all the best. You know, I know how easy it is to hold on to anger. And when you see those people who have hurt you, you want to knock them out. But remember, you are better because of your pain. Your struggle has been your gain. You know, no matter what I've been through, no matter what trials and tribulations that I have faced, God had prepped and prepared me for my storm and was there with me through it all. And even though God has blessed me way more than I ever deserved, for every tear that I cried, for every painful situation that I have gone through, for every back that turned against me, for everybody who locked me out, for everybody who participated in my pain, and everybody that participated in trying to hold me back, everybody that participated in trying to make me feel bad intentionally. God has rewarded me for all that pain that I have been through. And it has made me exactly who I am today that you see right now. Remember that you have a purpose no matter your situation, no matter what you have been through. You are here for a reason. I don't care what anyone has to say about me. Nobody. Because nobody was there when I went through my pain. Nobody was there when I was hurting. Nobody was there when I was calling out and just needed someone to have my back. Nobody but Jesus was there for me. There's nobody walking this earth that could possibly have anything to say. And if they do, guess what? They talked about Jesus. So who are you? Who am I? Nobody. Nobody walking this earth is perfect. So why do we care what anyone has to say that is in a negative, condescending way towards you? Take what God has given you and use it for good. When someone takes from you, take your coat off your back and hand it to them. Because remember this, no matter what we go through in this life, karma has a revolving door that keeps going around. So while people try to beat you down, continue to try to do good. In this situation, you may not understand exactly why you are going through what you are going through, why you are going through this test, but I promise you, it is only to make you a better person. It's only to make you stronger. It's only to make you wiser. If you are out in the streets and you have nowhere to go, please reach out to me, reach out to your local shelters, reach out to a friend, reach out to those who you can trust, because there is help out here for you. You are not out here on your own, no matter your situation and no matter what you are going through. You are not out here by yourself. If you are watching this video and need someone to help you, please reach out to someone, reach out to me. I have friends who own shelters who can take you in to help you get on your feet. But just know this, no matter what you are going through, no matter where you're at right now in your life, it is going to be better, and you are going through this for a reason. No matter the hell, the firestones that you walk through, it is only to make you tougher. Don't give up and don't lose hope, as hard as it may seem. No matter how abandoned or neglected that you may feel, God loves you, God got your back, and there's nothing that no one can do to you. If you need help, please reach out to me. If you need help or shelter, please reach out to me. I have people who are waiting for your phone call right now to take you in. Just know you are not alone. If you need me, I am always here for you. If you just need someone to talk to, I'm here for you. So please reach out to me and I will get to you as soon as possible. With much love, God bless you and take care.